Hello, Purple Rosa here, and I'm continuing on in Western Skyrim, the main quest. I'm in Blackreach to do Svana's part of the quest. I have to meet her at another camp just here. But on the way, I saw a quest here, which I'm going to check. So, letter to Dearest today Ingfred the Tall had another job, so I'll be down here a little longer. He wanted me to look for ore samples out in some caverns we haven't surveyed. I had to be careful he didn't follow me. I think he was hoping to accidentally run into me out here. Skeever scum. That he is. Between him and that lovesick Kelbarn, I get too much attention. Like, I haven't noticed either of them oogling me, but nothing could distract me from my lady, right? Anyway, I found some good samples. I'll deliver them back to Dusktown, and after I take care of a few more things, make for the surface. With luck, we'll be sharing a bed in a week or two. Your Inguya? P.S. Please don't cut your hair. I love the soft touch of it. So, mining samples. So, I did do a mining sample quest from Kelbarn. He was somewhere around here. So, that quest takes me back to Dusktown. But, yes, continue on with the main quest. Because all that quest is turning those samples over to Ingfred. So, yeah, we learnt from the camp with Fenorian over here on how to make the protective amulets. And with Lyris, it was somewhere here, I think, we got some of that Nernroot powder. No, it wasn't Nernroot, it was Netherroot. We got some of that Netherroot powder to help Fenorian maybe make the protective amulets against this strong Harrowstorm that is coming. So Princess Svana, we're probably investigating what this strong Harrowstorm is.
Free! God damn it! Run! Damn these Harrowstorms and what they do to my people!
What's wrong? Ah, they're the Harrowed. Where can I talk to her? But yeah, look at this place. I guess that's the camp.
I came here to learn what the Grey Host has planned, and what did I find? Good citizens of the Holds, afflicted by the Harrowstorms and kept prisoner for some ungodly purpose. No matter how many I set free, the Herald will not leave this place.
Have you had an opportunity to scout out the Grey Host camp?
That's all I've been doing, and trying to get these afflicted people to leave this place. The Herald, the storm robs them of their will, their minds. I wasn't able to slip deeper into the camp, though.
We need to try to find out about the big storm the Grey Host is planning.
Agreed. There appear to be a number of Grey Host warlords in the camp, so discovering their plans should be possible. We need to be careful, though. I don't want us to wind up like the Herald, serving as food for these bastards.
Tell me what you noticed while scouting around the camp.
Messages have been coming and going since I arrived. I've heard the name Rada al-Saran, the Ashen Lord, spoken in hushed and revered tones. His name was on the communique you found, remember? We need to get down there and see what else we can learn.
I wonder what the Grey Host is doing down there.
Hiding, building their forces, digging, undermining. That's the correct term, I think. Plus, they're collecting the Herald, herding them like cattle. It's monstrous what they're doing to these poor people.
Are you sure you should be down here, Princess?
The only thing I'm sure of is I have to try. If my father won't act, then it falls on me to get things done. It's what my mother would want me to do.
Okay, let's explore this camp.
Look, on the scaffold. Let's eavesdrop on those werewolves.
I left the orders in my tent, but the Ashen Lord was clear. We need more netherroot. See to the undergrove immediately.
As you command, Pentok.
Okay. Another Pentarch.
There, on the left. Let's listen in.
Yes. Where is it? Ah, here.
Exarch Zingalis has fallen. I have never seen Rada El Saran, our Ashen Lord, so filled with sorrow, or such rage.
Does the loss of the Exarch alter our plans?
Not in the least. The strike on Solitude will occur as planned after Exarch Ulfra tests the improved ritual in the Undergrove.
The Undergrove?
An attack on Solitude? We need to move quickly.
What's the Undergrove?
The Grey Host definitely has something big planned. Let's search the tents for a copy of those orders.
Let's. So yeah, it says I feared. They're going to attack Solitude with this stronger Harrowstorm. Search the tent. Grey Host orders. My beloved kin, I have no words. Zangalis is dead because we killed him. His killers have retreated to the shadows. Doubtless they mean to harm us in our righteous labor. Already there are whispers of them seeking to stop the spread of the Harrowed. I will not abide any further threats to our goal. My family will be delivered from their torment, and not even Molag Bal himself can stop me. To that end we must accelerate our efforts. All preparations regarding the attack on Solitude must be completed post-haste. To that end, make sure everything required for the work in the Undergrove is ready. The location is hidden and secure inside the ancient barrow, which fell into the earth for just this purpose. It will make a perfect testing ground for the next stage of the Harrowstorms. Exarch Ulfra shall lead those efforts and prepare the way for the final Harrowstorm. Grey Host Victorious, Rada El Saran, the Ashen Lord. So, could this Rada El Saran, he said to bring back his family, my family will be delivered from their torment.
That's what we were looking for. Let's talk over there.
Could Rada actually be part of the Grey Host, but he survived the battle where they all died? Possibly.
Orders from Rada Al Saran. His words sent a chill down my spine. Their plan for Solitude? It might even be more dreadful than an all-out attack. We need to get back and determine the exact location of this Undergrove place.
You really think Solitude is in danger?
You saw what happened at Kilcreath and Carthwatch. Whatever they have planned for Solitude, it sounds a whole lot worse. I wish we knew more about this Rada Al Saran and what drives him.
Yeah, I want to know too. He makes it sound like he considers his army to be his family.
A family of monsters? Who could imagine vampires and werewolves working together? Let alone talking about one another like brothers and sisters. It's not natural.
Hopefully the orders we found will give us an advantage.
I'm glad I got to look around Blackreach, but I can't wait to see the sun and sky again. No matter how big these caverns are, it still feels like we're buried alive down here.
So what else do I need to do?
We came down here to find out what the Grey Host has planned. But Fen still needs information about how the medallions are created, and a sample of the refined netherroot brew. Help Fen and Lyris at the other camps. Then meet me in Solitude.
We got the medallion information and the netherroot brew. Fenorian and Lyris will meet us in Solitude.
Then we're done here. I hope we found enough to end the threat of the Grey Host. I'll meet you back at the Blue Palace. Good luck, my friend.
Meet you back there. Travel safe. So, we'll head back to Solitude. So we have to go back to the Blue Palace. Now that we have everything that we need. What was it? Netherroot?
I'm desperate.
Knowledge needed to make more protective amulets. And we know where they're gonna test this bigger Harrowstorm. Somewhere called... what was it? Something Gloom? Grey Gloom? I can't remember. So back to the princess's chamber. See our plan.
So, do we have a way to defend against the Harrowstorms or what?
The elixir should do what we need, provided neither Fen nor I made any miscalculations.
Yolen, don't be so negative. The elixir will work. You'll see.
It'll work. It'll work. Have faith. And Mjolen's here.
It's all kind of dwarven to me. But I think Fen and the clever woman have figured out the elixir. Talk to Fen. See if I understand them correctly. And tell him the sooner the elixir is ready, the better.
Remind me, what are we doing here again?
We gathered the information Fen needs to make an elixir. If it works as he hopes, it will protect my people from the Harrowstorms. Talk to Fen. Let's find out what else he requires to finish his work.
Well, how are you gonna get all your people to drink said elixir?
So much talk of brews and potions. A lot of nonsense, I say. Nothing keeps the Constitution strong and healthy better than a good dose of orcish ale. And by dose, I mean a very large and well-aged barrel.
Won't protect you against the Harrowstorm.
I'm not sure I completely follow what Fen and the clever woman are talking about, but it sounds like they may have made a breakthrough. What about Svana? She took a big risk going to Blackreach with you.
She did, but we learnt a lot. Svana is fine. She handled herself well down there.
That's not the point. I never should have agreed to let her put herself in that kind of danger. She's the daughter of a High King. Besides, without Svana to help us, Svargrim could send us back to Eastmarch. Or worse.
True. I see what you're getting at, but Svana did what we all do, whatever's necessary. Whatever it takes.
Sure as bones, you're as bad as she is. Let's just get back to the business at hand. Talk to Fen and see if you understand what he and the clever woman are going on and on about.
Sure.
Fenorian has an amazing mind. His thoughts and theories wind up in the most interesting places. Go ahead. Talk to him and see for yourself. An amazing mind.
I already know that.
Oh, good. You're back. Mjolen and I have been discussing the various ways to turn what we've got into a protective elixir. I'm hesitant to get too excited, but I think we've figured out how to defend against the Harrowstorms.
Tell me what you're thinking.
The Grey Host uses an unstable mix of alchemy and sorcery to create the Harrowstorms. An arcane ritual and the netherroot brew focus the power of each Harrowstorm through the prepared witch pikes. Ingenious, but fully exploitable.
Exploitable how?
We can use the refined brew as the basis of our elixir. Now that we understand how the Harrowstorms are created, we can use those same components to replicate the medallion's protective properties. We just need to gather the necessary components.
How can I help?
Svana's associate, Mog, will procure most of the supplies I need, but there's one final ingredient required. For various reasons, I can't simply walk into the Hall of the Dead and claim it myself. I need you to acquire Arkay's sacred oil.
Why can't you walk in there yourself? Arkay's sacred oil?
A holy ointment associated with a god that became popular due to imperial influence. It's used by the priests in the Hall of the Dead to provide protection against necromancy and the undead. We need that oil to create our elixir.
Ah, maybe that's why he can't go in. Okay, I guess I'll go get the oil. Cool.
To the Hall of the Dead with you. Hurry along! Ingert still serves as High Priest, I believe. We're much the same, he and I. Yet he gets the fancy temple. And I get a hut in the woods.
Yeah, it's not right, is it?
Svana's associate, Mog, will procure most of the supplies I need, but there's one final ingredient required. For various reasons, I can't simply walk into the Hall of the Dead and claim it myself. I need you to acquire Arkay's sacred oil.
Cool. I'm glad this is getting along.
Knowing the orders my father has been issuing of late, you might need my help to acquire Arkay's sacred oil. I'll meet you at the Hall of the Dead.
Ah, cool. So Mog's gonna be getting most of the stuff.
You'll need my help. I'll meet you at the Hall of the Dead. Mog, put away the tankard and get the supplies Fen requires.
Yes, your royal ladiness. But I'm keeping the tankard.
Typical Mog.
Go ahead. Get what Fen needs from the Hall of the Dead. I'll make sure Mog follows through on procuring the rest of the supplies. He can be easily distracted in case you haven't noticed.
Yeah, he likes his drink. Hang on. Nothing in there.
Svana's giving orders. Thinks she's a proper princess now, she does. Well, I am an expert at procuring all sorts of procurements. I'll get what the Pale Elf needs. After I finish this drink. For medicinal purposes, you understand.
Ah, never change, Mog. Never change. So let's go to the Hall of the Dead. Get this sacred Arkay oil? Whatever it was. So the Halls of the Dead wasn't too far. Just up here. I think, yeah, here.
Gods, more refugees arrive by the hour. Why does Skyrim hesitate?
The High King issues orders, but all they do is lock away the afflicted. When will we strike back?
So the Jarl's here.
I hope the words of the High Priest would offer some comfort, but no. The poor man seems more in need of solace than the faithful of solitude, and still the refugees pour in. My Jarl dead, our hold destroyed, and the High King does almost nothing.
Princess Svana has a plan to help the people.
The princess. Can we really trust that troubled young woman? After everything you did in Carthwatch, I suppose I must. If you and Svana truly have a way to help, please be quick about it. I feel we're running out of time.
Yeah.
The Harrowstorms continue to ravage our land, filling the city walls with people crying for protection. And what does the High King do?
Next to nothing. Oh, he makes small gestures, but still things worsen.
I thought the High King agreed to help the Hulls.
So he has. But have soldiers been sent to Morthal? Has aid been dispatched to Garthald? No, not yet. Svargrim helps the people that flow into the city, while the rest of Western Skyrim suffers. We must find the perpetrators and attack!
Yeah. Seems paranoia's really gotten to him. But what can you do?
Princess Svana, what can I do for you, Your Highness?
Listen to my friend, High Priest. We need your help.
We do.
I came here after my mother's death. Someone had to handle the arrangements. Talk to the High Priest and ask about the sacred oil. I need a moment.
Take your time.
I'm surprised to see the princess here. As you can see, the influx of refugees has made this place much more hectic than usual. Is there something I can do for Princess Svana?
We need some of Arkay's sacred oil.
Sacred oil? Strange. That's the second time today someone has come seeking Arkay's anointing balm. Sword Thane Athlet arrived with an edict from the king. Demanded our entire supply. How we're to consecrate the dead without it, I have no idea.
Why did High King Svargan want all of the sacred oil?
The Sword Thane wouldn't say. He just mentioned that the High King needed it to defend Solitude. I'm sorry I can't comply with the princess's request. Things are hard enough that these refugees must take shelter here among the dead.
Do you know where the Sword Thane took Arkay's oil?
The Sword Thane took the oil to Castle Dower. That's where all the supplies for a siege are gathered during periods of strife. I pray that High King Svargrim receives the patience and wisdom required to see us through this crisis.
Tell me more about Castle Dower.
Solitude's foundation began with the construction of Castle Dower. It's the oldest structure in the city, and the most defensible. I tried to move the refugees there for safekeeping, but my request was denied. The High King has other plans, I suppose.
Yeah, I wonder what he'd want the oil for. Maybe to defend against vampires? Or the Harrow Fiends? Suspicious!
Has my father found a way to use this sacred oil against the Grey Host? Perhaps he's doing more than I thought. This Sword Thane has helped me in the past. He'll be reasonable. He has to be. Let's let him know what we need.
Okay. To Castle Dower. I doubt we'll be going inside. Because it's closed off to everyone else. So, yeah. Up this way.
Hold! Castle Dower is... Princess Svana.
Sword Thane, our business is urgent. My friend will explain.
I don't have time for the princess's proclivities right now. The High King... We barely keep up with the multitude of tasks, so speak quickly and let me get back to it.
The High Priest said you took all of the sacred oil. The princess needs some of it.
My orders from the High King were clear. Stockpile the entire supply of sacred oil in the Temple of the Divines here within the confines of Castle Dower. What in Shore's name does the princess need with holy oil anyway?
There's an elixir that protects against Harrowstorm, but it requires the sacred oil.
Protection? Truly? The Harrowed already outnumber my soldiers, and more arrive every day. Still, giving you the oil would violate the High King's edict. I suppose if I happened to look the other way for a moment, I wouldn't notice if a flask disappears.
Sure, I understand. At least he can be reasoned with.
A single flask? Then we'll have to make do. Let's get it back to...
Sword Thane, why his work? I gave strict orders, yet my daughter freely enters the castle grounds. What do they want, Sword Thane?
We came to offer our assistance, Father. Sword Thane, how can we help?
Athlet has everything well in hand, child. Despite your intentions, you would only hinder our efforts. Go! The Sword Thane doesn't need my daughter or her wastrel underfoot.
Oh, you... Well, we got the oil that we needed.
Away with you! We're much too busy for Svana's frivolous notions.
Sure, you just stay here in your castle thinking you're helping when we're actually doing all the work.
You try my patience. Take the princess and leave here immediately.
I guess that's just for show. Well, that went well.
My father's never been what I'd call a warm and caring parent, but this crisis has made him even more distant. Let's get this sacred oil to Fen. My father will certainly change his attitude once we present the protective elixir to him.
I doubt that. Why doesn't your father want us in Castle Dower?
He's trying to protect me. It's what he does. And leave me out. Though I suppose that's mostly my own fault. I know Mother's death weighs on him, as does this entire crisis. That's why we have to help. This elixir is going to work. It has to.
But why seal off this old fortress?
It's not that unusual. Castle Dower is the most defensible part of the city. In the past, we'd gather the people inside the walls. Now my father is using the fortress to house the Herod. They need to go somewhere, right? Come on, let's go.
Yeah, back to the Blue Palace. I do hope the Harrowed can be helped somehow. But I don't think they can because they're mindless now. Maybe they can be helped in some form. Though it's probably too late for them.
What do you want?
Nothing. So back to Svana's room. Which is over here.
I could use a break.
Once it's ready, I'll test the elixir.
As you say, Lyris. Ah, here they come now. You have the sacred oil? Add it to the cauldron.
And I don't think you should test it, Lyris. Leave that to me.
Go ahead. Do as Fen asked and pour the oil into the cauldron. We need to find out if this protective elixir is going to work.
Yeah, we do.
You have the oil? Then toss it in the cauldron. You don't want to know what else Fen and the old witch had me drop in that pot.
No, best not to tell me.
Please, don't get too close while you're carrying the sacred oil. I have an adverse reaction to such ointments. If you'll pour it into the cauldron, I can complete the elixir.
Ah, so it must be bad for him because he's a vampire.
So the High Priest let you have some of his precious oil? No, I don't want the details. Empty the flask into the cauldron and we'll see what happens. Oh, and make sure to stand back when you do it. Just.
I will. Okay, so be careful.
Yes, a perfect fusion. It's ready to be tested. Come, let's talk.
Nice.
With the addition of the sacred oil, the elixir is complete. Before we produce enough to distribute to the people of Western Skyrim, we need to test it. I'm confident of my work, but we're dealing with powerful forces here.
How do you plan to test the elixir?
We can't wait for the next Harrowstorm to strike. But what you and Svana learned in Blackreach might help. You heard that Exarch Ulfra was testing Harrowstorm rituals in a place called the Undergrove. We'll go there and let Lyris drink the elixir.
Yeah, the Undergrove, not the Grey Grove. Right, the orders mention the Undergrove is hidden in an ancient barrow.
During my explorations of Blackreach, I came across an ancient burial site, a place called the Midnight Barrow. This Undergrove must be inside those ruins. Once there, you and Svana keep watch from a safe distance, while Lyris steps into the storm.
Guess we're going to the Midnight Barrow.
From what I could tell, the Midnight Barrow sank into Blackreach in the distant past. Somewhere in its chambers, we'll find the Undergrove. The ruined barrow is in the Lightless Hollow, in the northwest portion of the cavern. We'll meet you there.
Remind me, how are we going to test the Elixir?
We're going to find an active Harrowstorm in the Undergrove, or I'm going to attempt to replicate one in there. Then Lyris drinks the elixir, exposes herself to the dark magic, and we wait to see what happens.
Sounds risky.
Very risky. But it's also our best chance to counter the Harrowstorms and fight back against the Grey Host. Either Lyris comes through fine, or she transforms into a Harrowed. Or a Harrow Fiend. That's also a possibility.
Don't say that. Let's hope she comes through fine. I hope you're ready, Lyris.
Blackreach again, and a flask of foul-smelling elixir waiting to be guzzled down. Oh, joy.
Well, you know what was put in it, so have fun drinking it.
This has to work. The safety of my people depends on it. Besides, I don't want to see Lyris get hurt.
Neither do I.
Blackreach. If I were a little younger, I'd love to go with you. Do a little exploring. Ah, well. I suppose I'll stay here in the palace. Work on how to create more of the elixir once we know it's safe.
Cool. So yeah, now we have to go to Blackreach and test this formula. But we'll continue that on in the next one. I'll see you around. Thanks for watching.